pace for a playoff spot in the PSAC West as they welcome the Lakers of Mercyhurst to Consol Energy Park. And good afternoon, everyone. Alongside Matthew Hagee, I am Creighton Rabs. We are delighted to have you with us for Game 4 of this four-game set between the Vulcans and Lakers. And Matt, it's been a very almost even-handed front between Friday's doubleheader and the first game today.
It really has. Mercyhurst and the Vulcans split on Friday, and just earlier today before us, Mercyhurst poured out a 3-2 win over the Vulcans. Dan Papio was the difference in that game. We'll talk about him a little more. RBI double off Justin Taylor to give the Lakers a 3-2 win in 7 innings. A great game all around, and kudos to Justin Taylor gutting it out for 7 innings.
Yes, 120 pitches for Taylor. Meanwhile, pitching also big key, the nightcap of Friday's doubleheader. Jack Dennis pitching a 2-hit shutout. So the Vulcans are looking for that today. For the Lakers, they are keeping pace with Seton Hill near the top of the PSAC West, and we were talking about Dan Papio. He's our player to watch for the Lakers.
Well, Dan Papio did not get out in the first game. He was 3 for 3 and also had a walk. Justin Taylor had trouble with it. A 13-pitch at-bat in the 7th inning was the difference. He was able to wait on a Justin Taylor fastball as he was wearing down, and he drove it over the left fielder's head to give the Lakers the 3-2 lead where they would hold on from there.
And for California, in order to get their offense sparked in, you got to look at David Marcus.
Well, David Marcus went 1 for 2, and he tied the game up in the bottom of the 6th inning. David Marcus leads the team in RBIs on the season, and the thing is, he's only a sophomore. He's got a lot of potential going forward. It's one of the leaders on his team, and we saw him. He's usually a designated hitter, but in the first game, he was playing first base, so I'm interested to see if they'll keep him in the field for the second game.
And at this stage, California is still fighting for that fourth and final playoff berth in the PSAC West. When we return, Matt and I will have all the exciting action. Game number 34 of the California Vulcans baseball season right here on CUTV Sports.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to Consol Energy Park, just outside Washington, Pennsylvania. We're North Franklin Township, actually, as the California Vulcans are about ready to take on Mercyhurst in the second half of a twin bill on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Washington County. Game time temperature will be 70 degrees, Matt, and you couldn't ask for any better weather here.
Oh, it's perfect baseball weather today, and it's this Consol Energy Park, home of the Washington Wild Things, of the Frontier League, and it's awesome to see California being able to host in this great ballpark here today. Starting pitcher for the Vulcans in Game 2 will be Corey Craig. He's coming off a tough loss at IUP, but he's nonetheless having a great season, 2 for 4 with a 2.21 ERA here. And then Joe Pantano will lead off for the Mercyhurst Lakers.
And Pantano, the senior from Fredonia, New York, went 3 for 4 in the first game of Saturday's doubleheader. Game won by the Lakers 3-2, and the first pitch is outside, ball 1.
And Corey Craig threw a wild pitch against IUP, had a guy on third with 1 out. So he's looking to, he's only a sophomore, so he's one of the Vulcans pitchers that looks to go to the future. It's a very young Vulcans team.
And that was also outside, 2-0 now on Pantano. That's a called strike, 1-2 the count. Excuse me, 2-1 is the count.
Corey Craig with a 17-5 strike-to-walk ratio, so it's pretty decent on the season.
And that ball is hit out of play down the first base side, so it'll be a 2-2 count for Joe Pantano. Quickly run down the rest of the starting lineup. It'll be Pantano leading off, Ryan Siegel center field batting second, Brandon Cox the third baseman batting third. Craig Wines, 2-2 pitch is outside, ball 3. Dan Papio cleaning up, playing catcher and batting fourth. Giancarlo Saya, the left fielder, batting fifth. And it's a foul ball to the backstop. Count remains full at 3-2. So Hank Morrison, the first baseman, batting seventh. Joe Fontana, designated hitter, batting eighth. And Anthony Tomasone, the right fielder, batting ninth. 3-2 pitch is fouled away. So again, 3-2.
And we saw these Lakers hitters in the first game take a lot of deep, patient at-bats, and it was the difference as Mercyhurst got the win in game one off there. It was a 13-pitch at-bat here. This right now will be the 8th pitch at the at-bat.
And Craig fires pitch number 9, a ground ball down to first base side, fielded by Marcus. He'll step on the bag, so that's one away. And Matt, a lot of pitches. I mean, eventually that could wear out the pitcher.
Yeah, it was 9 on that one there. David Marcus, a nice play at first there. He's getting both starts at first base today. Talking to Coach Connie before the game, he likes Marcus more in the DH spot because he's probably the Vulcans' best hitter this season so far, along with Zaorski. Now Mercyhurst looks to continue here.
Ryan Siegel, the center fielder, now in the box, takes strike one. He is a junior from Sarver, went to Freeport Area High School. Craig staring at the catcher. Gets a sign. Here's the pitch. It is ground ball to third. It is Fennell with the throw in time. So California with a couple of quick outs.
That's a nice job there by Fennell. He bobbled the ball to begin with, but he covered in time just nicely. Didn't rush the throw right. Good strike to Marcus there for out number 2 there. Corey Craig starting off very well so far for the Vulcans. 2 up, 2 down.
And that's the it's the fundamentally sound defense that's been a hallmark of this California team, as Brendan Cox, the third baseman, steps in the box. He is a sophomore from Warren, Ohio. So it is a 1-0 count now to Cox. Pitch is low and a little bit outside for ball 2, 2-0 on Cox.
And Cox had an 11-pitch at bat against Taylor in that 7th inning, but Taylor was able to get him out.
Right down the middle for strike one. It's a 2-1 count now to Brendan Cox. And it's low for ball 3, so once again, Craig working from behind.
He's been doing that most part in the first inning, but he's able to make his pitches. He'll try to come fastball back here. He misses.
Oh, no,
strike.
he didn't. It's a little delayed call there. Might have just tipped the outside corner. The Mercyhurst fans here in North Franklin are none too pleased, but to be fair, I honestly thought it was outside, to tell you the truth.
I thought it was as well, but Craig will get another shot here. Full count. Let's see if he can make most of it.
There's a ground ball right through the hole and in a right field for a base hit. So Brendan Cox gets on base anyway. So it worked out for the Lakers. First base runner of the game for Mercyhurst, as Dan Papio, now the catcher, went 3 for 3 in the first game. He's a sophomore from Youngstown, Ohio. He was a designated hitter in the first game, and now he'll be catching in the nightcap, if you will.
And coming into this game, Papio is second on the team behind Siegel in pitching. He is batting. He came into the game batting .370, but you got to believe that's raised after going for 3 for 3 in the first game.
And Matt, those stats were, there's a ground ball stopped by Fennell, but Papio's going to reach anyway, so it'll be interesting to see what they're going to call that. I would say that might be hard.
That should be a hit. They called it a hit.
That's what it looks like.
That's just a tough play by there. Fennell tried a nice job by knocking it down. It almost got into the infield. If it were in the outfield there, Cox on second may have made it to third there with the ball rolling it slow there, but nonetheless, a nice effort there by Fennell. But now Corey Craig working a little trouble here with 2 outs.
And it's a foul back by Giancarlo Saya. He is a junior out of Mentor, Ohio. He'll be left fielder now, batting 5th. It is Cox on second, Papio on first. 0-1 to Saya. Outside, 1-1 to count. Mentor, Ohio, just outside of Cleveland in Lake County. Matt, fun factoid, that is the city where I was born 40 years ago.
Huh.
They have a lot of players from Lake County. You saw Willoughby on the Mercyhurst roster, and there's a ground ball to second. It is fielded by Morales. He'll take it himself, and that will retire to the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 batters left. It is Mercyhurst nothing, California coming to bat.
The thing I liked about Corey Craig pitching that first inning, he got all ground balls. He kept the ball on the ground. 2 of those hits, one made it into the outfield, another one was a tough roller for Fennell to hit there, but nonetheless, good first inning for Corey Craig on the most part here.
And you were alluding to that play, Matt. It was also good he kept it in the infield. Even if it had gone for a single, there's always a chance the runner advances to third. So, but nonetheless, California gets out of a slight early pickle. Here is their starting lineup. It'll be third baseman Mick Fennell leading off. Left, and actually, before we get to the lineup, here's the PSAC standings. You see, this is entering today's action. Does not include the first game of the doubleheader, and Seton Hill, they're on top of the league. They've been a very powerful force in the Atlantic region when they were in the former Liviac Conference. You see the Lakers right there in second place. California fighting for that 4th playoff spot. They entered today 1 game behind Pitt Johnstown, who they will face on Tuesday. That is a critical doubleheader right there. They have IUP breathing down their necks as well.
Pitt Johnstown actually has a doubleheader with IUP today, so there's going to be a lot of shuffling on that tie for 4th place there. Right now, obviously, the top 3 right now, cream of the crop, Slippery Rock, Mercyhurst, and Seton Hill. So Seton Hill is their first year in the PSAC for baseball, but they're a known power. They made it to nationals all these years. The Cal has not faced Seton Hill yet this season, so it'll be an interesting matchup. As for Mercyhurst, their starter in Game 2 today, his name is Tanner Delahoy. He comes in sporting a 1.52 ERA and also 4-0 on the season. So his Mercyhurst team, we saw Joe Gazinski in the first game. He's now 4-0 with a 1.93 ERA of himself there. So this Mercyhurst pitching staff, while they have good hitting as well, while they're second, they got some nice young arms on this team.
And pitching will certainly win you a lot of championships, Matt. Now we'll have a chance to run down a California starting lineup. The third baseman Mick Fennell leading off. John Orr in left field batting second. Derek Zarowski, shortstop, batting third. David Marcus at first base, batting cleanup. Justin Taylor will be the DH, batting fifth. Ben Carson, center fielder, batting sixth. Chuck Gassy, the right fielder, batting seventh. Giovanni Morales, the second baseman, batting eighth. And Joe Yorgel, the catcher, batting ninth. As here is Mick Fennell, the sophomore from Butler. He's proven to be not only effective at the plate, but also on the mound as he takes strike 1.
Fennell went 0 for 2 with a walk in the first game. But you talk about Fennell pitching-wise, he was leading the PSAC for the first month of the season. He had an ERA under 1.
And that is a ball. So it's always seems to be an advantage to have not only a pitcher, to really have a pitcher who can also swing the bat as well and play in the field. As a foul tip back to the backstop, 1-2.
He came into this today batting .316 on the season as well. But I look for these Vulcan lineup to be more patient with their at-bats. They took a lot of one-pitch swings, outs in the first bat there.
There's a pop-up to third base in foul territory. Brendan Cox under it, 1 away. So now it'll be John. There you see the replay there. Here's John Orr, left fielder, senior out of Shaler, come to the plate. And Orr with the first pitch grounds it to second base. Martinez throws to first in time, and as Matt alluded to, those first pitch hits, I mean, it's almost like they're rushing it if that's the best way
they're
to
rushing it, but I mean, if they see a good pitch taken hit, they can try to take a swing at it there. And Martinez, you saw there, bobbled the ball, but again, kept his composure, threw to first. He had him well in time there. You notice this is an all-turf field, turf dirt, turf grass, turf everything. And this ball takes some weird hops because it goes so fast. And it comes up on these players, their perception's a little off because they're like, you talk about it with the grass, we'll just take a bounce or slow down. It came really fast at Martinez there, but he was still recovered to get the out.
And Derek Zarowski, the shortstop, takes strike 1, the senior from Clinton, out at West Allegheny High School. Knocked in a run in the first game of today's doubleheader.
came in today batting .368. That leads all Vulcans players.
And that's a fly ball to left field. It is caught by Ryan Siegel, and 1-2-3 go to Vulcans in their half of the first. Your score after one inning, Mercyhurst nothing, California nothing. This is California Vulcans baseball on CUTV Sports.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
Welcome back to CONSOL Energy Park. Top of the second here between California and Mercyhurst. At bat for the Lakers is Angel Martinez, a junior from Puerto Rico. Takes strike one.
And Martinez got one hit in the Game 1 win. But in that last half inning there, Vulcans only used 5 pitches. 5 pitches so far, but as I mentioned earlier, they need to be a little bit more patient with their at-bats there, but 5 pitches, you let Mercyhurst pitcher De La Hoya get into a rhythm, Vulcans are going to have trouble again like they had with Jasinski over 6 innings.
Inside on back-to-back pitches, so the count now up to 2-1 to Angel Martinez. Craig's 2-1. Ground ball to first base. Here's Marcus. Pitches it over to Craig in time. That is one away.
And that's just great fundamentals right there. There's so much work to be done in spring training, or, well, not spring training for the Vulcans, but early season training.
Preseason,
yes. Preseason, where they get the pitcher, they practice that so much. Ground ball first base well off the bag, can't get there in time. The pitcher, Corey Craig, a nice athletic play right there to get the first base there. Great athletic play by Corey Craig, great athlete.
And here's Hank Morrison. He will low for ball one, rather, excuse me. He's a sophomore from Warren, Pennsylvania. Struck out 3 times in the opener as he fouls this one off. 1-1.
He struck out 3 times in the last game, but he was the big reason why Mercyhurst won the first game yesterday in Erie. He had 3 RBIs, but then pulling the silver sombrero in Game 1.
Not quite a golden sombrero. He didn't have enough at-bats, but that is outside, 2-1.
It's always fun to use those terms. Silver sombrero, 3 strikeouts, gold sombrero, 4. And if it ever gets to be 5 strikeouts, I call it the platinum sombrero.
Well, that pitch is inside for ball 3. It is 3-1. So we won't be seeing, I don't think we'll be seeing any sombreros for Morrison in this game. And here's the 3-1. It is outside, ball 4. So Matt, looks like control issues early on for Corey Craig.
Corey Craig working behind in a lot of the counts. We saw that a lot in the first inning, but he's able to get some nice out there. He put 2 guys on there, but a good eye right there by Hank Morrison. That's the first time he's gotten on base today in CONSOL Energy Park.
And there is Joe Fontana, the designated hitter. He takes strike 1. Looked a little outside, but it is a strike nonetheless. Fontana, a junior from Neshannock, outside of Newcastle.
He did not play in Game 1, and he's batting .143 on the season.
So Craig is going to reset. Goes Morrison on first. Throw. And Morrison trying to keep Morrison honest. Here's Craig getting the sign from his catcher. It is called strike 2. So it is 2-1. 0-2 now. And there's a foul. So it'll be a 1-2 count. There's a swing fly ball left field. Or is under it. He gets the out. That's 2 away for California.
And nice job there by Corey Craig to get the out on the play there. That would be 2 outs. And Corey Craig, he's put guys on both things. We saw a lot. Justin Taylor was doing that earlier.
So Anthony Tomasone, he's a senior from Solon, Ohio. He struck out twice, but got hit by a pitch in the 6th inning in the opener. And here is the high. First pitch, ball 1.
Again, Craig throwing first pitch balls. You like to see, obviously, it's a first pitch strikes, but as long as he gets the hitters out, there's no problem there. That's how he works.
As inside for strike 1. Nips the inside corner of the plate, so it is 1-1 to Tomasone.
Tomasone had trouble against Justin Taylor in game 1. He struck out twice.
As Morrison throw back to first. So it is 1-1 on Tomasone. It's outside, ball 2. Also looked a little low, so it is 2-1 on Tomasone. And for Mercyhurst, at least the lineup gets turned over, whether it happens in this inning or the next inning, as it is inside but a little high. 3-1 now on Tomasone.
And like I mentioned earlier, Corey Craig's numbers strike the walk, but he's definitely been hitting a lot of deep accounts there. Mercyhurst using that patience that I think the Vulcans definitely need to do in their half of the innings offensively. Here's another walk.
And that is way high. So now you first and second with 2 away. That turns the lineup over for Joe Pantano, grounded to third, his first time up. There is no score here between the Vulcans and Lakers. Top of the second here on a...
Pantano got 2 hits in the first game. The first pitch of the game, he ripped a nice single in the outfield there, so he's definitely a threat to get in here. But then with this, again, with this turf, it's going to be tough to get a runner home from second on the hog.
Ground ball to Fennell. Fennell with the tag on Morrison, and that will retire to the side. So no runs, no hits, 2 runners left. We're in middle of the second inning here at Consolidated Park. No score between Mercyhurst and California.
And that was a nice play there. Fennell, there's great awareness. He grabbed the ball, knew where the runner was, tagged him out there. Corey Craig, second straight inning, he's put 2 guys on, but he, fortunately enough, got it with 2 outs. He's able to work out of the inning as well. But now with the Tanner Delahoy coming to the mound, just 5 pitches in the first inning. A very efficient workman's-like performance in the first inning as well. Mercyhurst got a nice performance from Szynski. He went 6 innings. He picked up the win. 6 innings. He gave up 2 runs. The Vulcans were able to battle back there. But you gotta like what the Lakers have done pitching-wise. They kept the Vulcans off balance. This is a good team. As we're taking a look at the team leaders mentioned earlier, Zarowski, he's batting .368 on the season. Came in there, and the RBIs. There's 5 players tied with home runs, and then Matt Peters leads the team in RBIs with 27. Matt Peters has a groin injury today, so he is not playing. So that's definitely a loss. He's one of the best players in the PSAC. He plays shortstop.
And that is a very critical loss for California. They have been battling through the injury bug throughout the season. As we go to the bottom of the second, it'll be David Marcus, Justin Taylor, and Ben Carson for the Vulcans. Here is Marcus, turning into one of the Vulcans' better hitters for the Vulcans. The sophomore from Whitby, Ontario, Canada, had an RBI double at the bottom of the 6th of the opener, went 2 for 3. Marcus takes the pitch outside, ball 1.
Begin to wonder if Delahoy will be pitching around Marcus, seeing what he did to the Lakers pitching in game 1.
That might be the case there, Matt, as the ball pitches outside, ball 2, maybe sort of a subtle, intentional walk. Marcus swings, foul well out of play. Almost lands over at right behind us at the Pony League International headquarters.
David Marcus, he's got a lot of raw power in his team. He's got a home run this season.
He fouls that one back, 2-2. I can tell you, if you've never been out here to Consol Energy Park, it's a lovely complex. Right behind us is Ross Memorial Park, where Washington and Jefferson's baseball team and softball and lacrosse teams play. 2-2 to Marcus. There's a fly ball, left field, and it is caught by Saya, 1 out.
And on that, it was a 5-pitch at bat Marcus work, and that countered the amount of pitches that Delahoy threw in the first inning. So Marcus with the best at bat here. Here's Justin Taylor coming up. He's going to be DHing today. He was the pitcher in game 1. A very, very gritty 7 innings of work. He gave up 3 runs, took the tough loss, but he's coming in the season batting .212. So it'll be interesting to see how he does with the bat.
Yes, Marcus, a junior out of Julian, Pennsylvania. Will step to the plate through 120 pitches in that first game. Takes one high for ball 1.
It just seemed Taylor was just very gassed at the end, and that's why he left fastball go right over the plate. Ted Papio hit over the left field wall over the left fielder.
And Marcus takes a swing and a miss. 1-1 now the count.
Taylor. That was Taylor swing and miss.
Taylor, excuse me. A check swing. No, he went around. So now it's a 1-2 count on Justin Taylor.
I feel like that was an excuse me swing. He didn't feel it. He didn't think of going around, but it just ended that way.
You know, an opportune time to hold your check swing as the 1-2 pitch is a little outside for ball 2, so that evens the count 2-2.
Both Marcus and Taylor have worked their at-bats in this game, so this is in this inning. So I like what we've seen out of the middle of the lineup from the Vulcans so far.
It's a different approach from what we saw in the first inning, as it is as Taylor holds his swing this time. So now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. In the bottom of the second, here is the pitch. Swing and a miss, strikes him out. So Justin Taylor strikes out. That'll bring on Ben Carson, the senior out of Cole Center in California High School.
Good pitch there by Delahoy. You got him on the high fastball there. Taylor was taking some good cuts, but unfortunately he could not hit the ball, bat the ball at all in that at bat.
And the pitch is right inside for strike 1. It's the outside corner of the plate, rather. Excuse me. So it's 0-1 to Carson. He does not go around, so it's a 1-1 count on the senior center fielder.
Carson's got a lot of speed, so if he gets on the base, he definitely got to watch the stolen base, even with 2 outs.
And Cal is a team with a high percentage stolen base-wise. Here is the 1-1 pitch outside, ball 2. And speaking of Cal High School, another Cal High alum who also does the PA announcing at Cal High football games, John DiFilippo, is doing the PA announcing here at Consol Energy Park. There's a fly ball out of play. Looks like it hit one of the lighting structures, but nonetheless, it's a 2-2 count. John, by the way, has a radio show on our campus radio station, WCAL-FM, Mondays from 2 to 4. Well worth a listen if you like blues and old school rock. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Ben Carson ends the inning looking at a strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Vulcans in the second inning. 2 in the books. Matt will have play-by-play for you for the third inning. Your score, Mercyhurst nothing, California nothing.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications, With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to Consol Energy Park here, the home of the Washington Wild Things. We welcome back to the top of the third here. No score between the Mercyhurst Lakers and California Vulcans in this game 2 of the doubleheader today on this gorgeous, gorgeous day for baseball. And Ryan Segal will lead off the inning for the Lakers. He's coming into the game batting .382, leads all players for the Lakers, and he will take a ball 1.
That's Pantano, I believe. We're a little bit off angle, so it is hard to tell sometimes. No, I take that back. You are correct. I missed something here. Okay, I did miss that. Never mind.
Nonetheless, Craig
Yes,
falls behind 2-0 in the count. To Segal is definitely a hitter you do not want to fall behind, and he'll throw a strike there on the outside corner. Saw Craig again falling behind most of the batters so far, but he stole 2 shutout innings so far.
And the Lakers wouldn't hesitate to take advantage of it.
Swing and a miss by Segal. Actually go back to the plate there to even the count. Craig has worked back from a 2-0 deficit in the count. And Segal grounded out his last time up. For the most part, the Vulcans have shut him down both in the first game and today so far. So Craig and Segal's taking his good old time to getting into the batter's box. And here comes Craig with the 2-2. Ground ball. That'll go to Morales. He'll fire to first, and there'll be 1 away. So nice job there by Corey Craig to get Segal out.
It's a very effective value. We're mentioning it's an entirely turf field, turf infield dirt, etc. And you're going to get those fairly even bounce. Morales right on top of the play there, gets it over to Marcus in time for the first out. So that's a good way to bounce back from falling behind in the count for Craig.
Brendan Cox, the third baseman, he will step into the batter's box, and he will take a first pitch ball. So Craig, again, mostly throwing first pitch balls so far. And it'll be low for a strike. He'll even the count at 1-1. Cox coming into the game batting .364, and he had a single last time up. And Craig with the 1-1. And low for a ball will be 2-1.
Yeah, at times Craig's pitches look a little low, and Mercyhurst doing a fine job of just being patient.
And Cox will foul at the back of the mitt of Yergel to make it 2-2. So Craig right now has not struck anybody out so far in this game. So he looks to see if he can strike out Cox here. Here's the 2-2 with 1 out. Craig ripped to the shortstop. Zaorski to first, and that'll be 2 outs.
That was a good job by Zarowski, to get in on the play. A couple of short hops, and Zarowski gets right in front of the ball, throws it over to first base. So that's again a big out for California. Every out obviously is big, but nonetheless, here's Papio.
Here's an even bigger out. Papio has still not been retired. He grounded a single to Fennell that Fennell tried to hit down with his mitt, but he could not corral it, and he was able to get safe at first. So the performance of Papio reminds me of what Emilio Bonifacio has done to the Pirates so far in the 6 games the Cubs have faced this season. But nonetheless, here's the 1-1. Papio swings, ground ball to the Zarowski, to first. And, Marcus falls off the bag, but he will keep it in time there. So finally, Papio is retired, and that is Corey Craig's first 1-2-3 inning, a very efficient 1-2-3 inning. We will go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless.
And sometimes, you can, if you throw a lot of pitches, if you have a fundamentally sound defense, that certainly helps. Zarowski doing a fine job in this inning. So it'll be as soon as we flip the scorecard over, it's a beautiful day, but it's also windy. Sometimes it makes it tough when you're. And Matt, here are your team leaders from Mercyhurst.
Ryan Segal, as mentioned earlier, batting .382 coming into the game. That's one of the best in the PSAC, not just back there. Giancarlo Saea, he leads the team with 2 home runs. There's a couple other guys with 1 home runs. He also leads in RBIs as well. He's not done much today against the Vulcans, and Segal leads the team with runs and stolen bases with 12. And to talk about this great pitching staff that they have so far, Alta Villia, did not pitch today. He has 5 wins. He also leads the team with strikeouts as well. So it's a lot of pitching that the Lakers can ride along with a complete balanced hitting. That's why they're second in the PSAC West right now.
And they're still a couple games behind Seton Hill, and this year the top 4 teams will qualify for the top 4 teams in each division qualify for the playoffs. That'll take place at Pullman Park in Butler the first week of May. As we alluded to, Matt, California entered today's contests, or today's doubleheader rather, 1 game behind UPJ. They will face UPJ on Tuesday, so every game from here on in is going to be very critical, as it'll be Chuck Gasty, the senior from Carmichael's, right fielder, now at bat.
Gasty, the local product from Carmichael's in Greene County, the Tri-County South League in baseball as well. We normally talk about football, but Gasty, one of the senior leaders on this team, and he'll take a first pitch strike from De La Hoya. And notice in the common theme from these first 2 games here, a lot of pitching so far. The Lakers didn't break through until the 4th inning in the last game, so let's see what we do. Here's the 0-1, and he'll take it upstairs nearly to get out of the way there to make it 1-1.
And we saw both starters really start to get worn out by the 5th or 6th innings in that first game, so you wouldn't be surprised if we saw the same thing happen here in the second.
And Gasty will ground and get the first base hit for the Vulcans so far. De La Hoya was 6 for 6 before that game. So the first base runner of the game will belong to Chuck Gasty. And now Gio Morales will come up to see if he can capitalize on this.
And here, Morales, another one of the senior leaders out of Philadelphia, went to St. Joe's Prep. We mentioned her. Morales missed a couple games earlier a few weeks ago with a concussion, but he's back to health. And in a way, some of these postponements and reschedulings actually helped California get a little healthy.
They really did. And now pickoff moved to first. And we saw a lot of that from Jasinski in the first game. He used a lot of pickoff moves. And this Vulcans team, they can fly. There's 66 for 73 in stolen base attempts. Another pickoff move to first. I mean, that's just incredible the way this team flies. And with this turf, how faster it is, Coach Connie tells his players to hook the bag at second base, or you'll go flying past and get called for out. As Morales tries for a bunt, that will go foul. But it's actually an advantage for the Vulcans, because a lot of the other players for the other teams, they do not know that move, and then he's talked about how many times the opposing player will go flying across the bag and they tag him out at second.
And Mercyhurst, on the other hand, they're used to playing on a turf field. Gannon also plays on a turf field. Pitt Johnstown does as well, so not all the teams play on grass.
And Morales still looking at bunt, but that'll be strike 2, so it'll be interesting to see if they'll probably call the bunt off as well. I don't know if that was because Morales has one of the fastest players on the team, so you got to believe it's not just a sacrifice. He's trying to get on with the speed. And we saw Ben Carson do that in the first game. And now the 0-2 to Morales. Outside, oh boy, Gasty way off the bag, but the throw was way offline there, so Gasty was able to get away there. It looked like they could have picked him off.
Very fortunate there that Papio's throw sailed to the left. I think that might have been, looks like it might have been a little wind dated, as right now we're basically parallel to the third base line, and the wind is blowing right at us, Matt.
1-2 to Morales, and he will foul that off into the stands to make it stay 1-2 to count. And Morales, you mentioned earlier, missed a couple of games with a concussion. He's still batting .279. He's one of the best fielders on the team. He has a 1,000 fielding percentage so far at second base. The 1-2, and he looks like he's still trying to bunt there. He would take a ball low to make it 2-2.
I think Coach Mark Conte showing confidence that Morales can get the bunt down even with a 2-2 count. Conte, excuse me. But nonetheless, 2-2 count.
And Morales will not get away with that. That's a strikeout for De La Hoya, and Morales will go down, and that will be the first out of the inning. Now, stepping in the bag will be Joe Yergel, the freshman catcher.
Yergel, a freshman out of Millersville, and
went to Lancaster Catholic. Lancaster Catholic defending Lancaster Lebanon League champions.
And speaking of Millersville, they have a pretty good program in the PSAC. I believe they won the regionals a few years ago. As pitches outside for ball 1, Matt. I mean, that's a people talking about the PSAC West. You look at the East, there's some monster teams out there. Millersville, Kutztown, East Stroudsburg, Westchester.
Westchester National Championship,
yep.
Yeah. That Westchester Championship was amazing because that was the first school in the Northeast to win a Division II championship. And now Gusty will run, but looks like he will be well out at second. So Gusty will be thrown out there. Great throw from Papio.
A bad break there for California. It almost seemed as though Gusty, I don't know if he was just maybe mistimed the jump or whatever, but nonetheless a powerful throw there by Papio. So now that empties the bases, a 2-0 count, and it makes you wonder that previous at bat with Morales, just unable to execute the sacrifice. That might come back to bite California here.
And now the 2-0 pitch is taken upstairs, so Yergel has ran the count 2-3-0 there. We didn't see Delahoy fall behind in a lot of his accounts. Yergel was coming into the game batting .212. He was held hitless in the first game, so that average just went down. And he will take pitch for a strike, 3-1 normally. Probably will keep the green light off there, 3-1. The pitcher's throwing pitches over the plate to get in and not walk him on 4 pitches. And the 3-1 to Yergel. Swing and a drive upstairs. 3 Lakers coming over in the foul ground, but that will go off the 10 in right field there. So now it'll be a full count for Yergel.
Knocks against the concession stand. It's too bad it's not open. That foul ball probably could have picked up some deep fried Oreos, but nonetheless, a big critical pitch here for California, even though it's the 3rd inning. I mean, you're still scoreless, but if you can get on base, maybe jumpstart something here and turn the lineup over.
But nonetheless, you have Fennell working in the next inning anyway.
Absolutely.
So now, and Yergel will step out, take time. Delahoy's been working pretty fast so far on the mound, so Yergel's trying to do his best to slow him down here with the full count. And the full count to Yergel. Called, strike 3, and Yergel will go down. 3 shutout innings for Delahoy, and we are still scoreless 3-3. We will take a commercial break. Stay tuned for more Vulcans baseball on CUTV.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
Back here at Consol Energy Park here for the top of the 4th. We're still scoreless between the Mercyhurst Lakers and California Vulcans in Game 2 of this doubleheader. An absolute gorgeous day here in Washington, Pennsylvania. This is the home of the Washington Wild Things. And Giancarlo Saia will lead off for the Lakers.
And we have a defensive change for California as the first pitch is inside ball 1. Will Kaufman, the junior out of Roanoke, Virginia, is now behind the plate.
And that ball is ripped down the line and left, so Saia will get his first hit of the game, and he will stop at first. That ball went very fast to the left fielder Orr, so nonetheless a leadoff hit for Saia.
And that's that turf coming into play here. The ball just flies off of Saia's bat, right? And we see the left fielder Orr get right on top of it. So that holds him to a single. Easy for me to say.
And Angel Martinez will lay down a bunt, and that will roll foul. Martinez coming into the game batting .330. We saw him bat 9th in the first game, and they've moved him up in the lineup here. He plays a nice second base. Martinez, one of the 6 hitters that are batting .300 for the Lakers on the season. team batting average, as he will lay down a bunt, and it's a good one. Kaufman will figure to first and get Martinez in time, and nearly a bunt for the Eagles by Martinez.
Yeah, he nearly beat it out. He does a good job laying the bunt down, just gets enough of a roll, and Kaufman able to get to the ball in time. If Kaufman gets there maybe a step or two later, then we're talking runners at first and third for the Lakers. But nonetheless, Hank Morrison now be at the plate with one out, and Saia at second.
And now time will be called as Kaufman will come to talk to his pitcher Corey Craig to deal with Hank Morrison. So far, the Vulcans have kept Morrison off base in both games so far, but he is always a threat, as he knocked 3 RBIs in game 1, as we mentioned earlier. He's batting .260 on the season and has 2 home runs.
And Morrison actually walked in the second, according to my scorecard.
That's right.
So that is a
strike 1. And it's the first pitch strike by Corey Craig here. Corey Craig's been more efficient with his pitches in this inning, throwing more strikes than balls.
It's just a matter of him settling down.
And Craig will go upstairs. See a lot of pitchers take about an inning or two to settle in. And Craig's done a nice job so far. He's put runners on base every inning except the third. He had a nice 1-2-3 inning in the third. But this is a key spot here. Game 1 is where the Lakers broke through in the 4th. Here's Craig with throw the pitch. That'll be a ground ball to Zarowski. Thought about going to third, but he'll go to first for the short out to get Morrison 2 away.
And that went with Saia up to third base. So now 2 outs. Just, again, that turf really helping California defensively. So they're used to playing on this particular turf. Now we know Mercyhurst does play on a turf field of their own, but it's not.
It's more of an all-purpose field.
Yes.
There's still dirt in the infield as Craig will throw a first pitch ball to the designated hitter, Joe Fontana. Fontana just has 1 RBI on the season, but he has a spot here to get a clutch 2 RBI. No, we were dirt in the infield at Mercyhurst.
At Mercyhurst, right.
So, but nonetheless, there is no dirt here at Consol Energy Park. It's one of the most unique fields I've ever seen. And now the 1-1 swing and a miss there. Craig blowing it right by Fontana there. Make it a 1-2 count here. Craig looking for a big strikeout to end the inning here. See if he can try to get him off with an off-speed pitch here, keep him off balance. The 1-2, and that ground ball, foul.
We were mentioning earlier we saw a lot of players coming from Ohio on the Mercyhurst roster. I mean, it's their geographic location. They're only 2 hours away from Erie, so.
And that ball is fouled off away again there. Ohio is quite the hotbed for baseball players.
Absolutely. And now we have we saw their manager for Mercyhurst, Joe Spano, step out in the field. I don't know if he was, no, I'm sorry, that's not Spano, that's one of his coaches. Spano, of course, down the third baseline. Nonetheless, big spot in the game here.
Another 1-2. And a ground ball to Craig. That's a tough play. Craig the first, and got him in time. Nice play, Corey Craig. That was not easy at all.
No, it wasn't.
And we will go to the bottom of the 4th, still scoreless. A nice 4 shutout innings so far for Corey Craig. And that ball is a ground ball.
Yes,
and
it is.
A lot of speed from Fontana there, but Craig did not rush in there.
And we saw on that play there.
For cameraman,
hi, everybody.
Gary Smith there. My name is Matt Hagee, alongside he's Creighton Rabs. Creighton, another pitcher's duel so far in this game.
Yep, and it's interesting on that. And first, if you want to see this game or any other Cal Vulcan sporting events that we've produced throughout the season, we have a YouTube page. Go to CUTV Sports 1. Of course, you want to catch up on the latest news, CUTV News Center. Visit that YouTube page as well. So it's like we're online anytime, anywhere. Just check us out wherever you are around the world.
And it's really cool. You can look back at stuff as far back as 2005. We had an old basketball game on there, classic basketball game. So definitely got a lot of stuff. Definitely check out both our YouTube pages, and these games will be put on there. Both these baseball games we saw. Very exciting 3-2 Mercyhurst win that they came away with a 2-out RBI in the 2nd inning.
And it was interesting, Matt. Mercyhurst has 5 runners left on base, but it's interesting we didn't have a chance to mention this. Saia had a pretty good lead coming off the third on that last out. And if that throw by Craig was maybe a split second too late, Mercyhurst is on the board. So that's a big defensive play on many fronts, as we have. Mick Fennell at bat.
Top of the order, leading off here in the bottom of the fourth, and Fennell will take a strike low. Fennell flied out last time up. He's made a lot of good contact. He got his first collegiate home run in Indiana on Tuesday. Big 2-run home run in the 5-3 win. He picked up his first win pitching-wise since March 15th. And he took a ball in that last pitch to the 1-1. And Fennell swings and skies it behind into the stands to make it a 1-2 count.
I'm not going to lie to you. I sometimes get so nervous when the balls come into the stands, especially
when it's bright out,
yeah.
too. Yeah. And the 1-2 to Fennell. And Fennell, it hit him. Well, it got him in the foot. Yeah. So, nonetheless, another base runner for the Vulcans to lead off the inning as they did last inning. Chuck Gasty got on with the first hit. But now Gasty got thrown out at second. So now the Vulcans look to capitalize here as John Orr will be coming to the plate.
And Fennell obviously looked a little displeased. He kind of you notice the way he's flung his bat after he took off for first base. In a way, you can't blame him. But nonetheless, a big opportunity here for California. We've seen in the first game and really this whole week, this whole set so far, Mercyhurst's pitching has been pretty decent.
John Orr, the left fielder, looked to bunt there, but he'll take it low. He'll pull back his bunt and make it ball 1. Orr, the left fielder, came in the day batting .263. And now a pickoff move to first, but Fennell will easily get back first base there. Talked about what a great utility man Fennell is. He usually plays third base. We're using him around a lot. We saw Kyle Petty last year. Big loss for him. He played everywhere. And now the 1-0. And Orr looked to square the bunt again. It's now 2-0.
That was a good, smart decision by Orr. He saw the ball looked like it was going to be a little low. So we were talking about Kyle Petty. Now he's with the Seattle Mariners organization. I believe he's in single A now. We'll have to check on that.
And I believe that will be fouled off there. It looked interesting to see another technique of maybe Orr's a decent hitter, but if Orr, you test this defense of Mercyhurst fielding the bunts. I mean, not a major league level, but a lot of these players, maybe they don't work so well on the bunts. To see Orr lay down a good bunt. Ben Carson laid down a great bunt in the right field. And Jasinski bobbled, and Carson got on base, but the Vulcans could not capitalize. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Orr. Orr puts down a bunt. He'll go right to the pitcher. He'll go to second, but it gets away into the outfield. And Fennell will run to third. He did a late reaction, but he will get safe there at third. So again, there's that bunting we talked about. Now the Vulcans are in business. They got first and third, nobody out.
And that's a big break for California. You're going to see the pitcher Delahoy. He's going to fire it well off target past Pantano into the outfield. And Fennell almost like he didn't notice the play going on.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, a big break for California, because if that almost would have been a bang play.
It almost looked like even if the shortstop would have got it there, Fennell could have been safe at second anyway. But now the Vulcans are in business here, first, third. Now looking for runners in scoring position. Here's Derek Zorowski. And Mercyhurst has got some activity in their bullpen already here in the fourth inning. It's far away from a vantage point. We cannot see who is warming up, but now Derek Zorowski, team leader in RBIs, is a big spot right here. Excuse me, Matt Peters is the team leader in RBIs, but Zorowski, team leader in batting average is what.
Right.
And it'll take a pitch low for a 1-0 count.
He's a big key for this team nonetheless, but I mean, and the entry to Peters, his not being available, that could be costly for the Vulcans. But every half inning, there's always one turning point. You want to hopefully get some momentum jump started, and this is the time to do it if you're California.
The 1-0. Upstairs to make it 2-0, and especially when you're facing a Mercyhurst team that's good at pitching, you want to take as many runs as you can as possible, take advantage of all opportunities. The Vulcans in game one, in the second inning, had first and second, nobody out, but then they made 3 consecutive outs to not get it done there. In the sixth inning, they got some clutch runners in scoring position from David Marcus, who stands in the batter's box ready to face Delahoy in the next at bat.
And you see, we saw Papio head out to the mound to talk to Delahoy. Meanwhile, while that was going on, Mike Conti coming down the line to talk to Zorowski. So a little bit of strategizing going on here on the bottom of the fourth.
The 2-0. Upstairs 3-0. So Delahoy getting a little wild in this inning. Zarowski, you got to believe they'll probably keep the green light off here for him. Zarowski, a good hitter, but see what Delahoy will bring here with a 3-0 count. And strike, just got it inside the corner there.
Just barely. That is now unofficially 49 pitches for Delahoy. I'm not sure how that's broken down by inning. I don't have that in front of me, but this is a big at-bat here for Zarowski.
The 3-1 upstairs, and the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Great play, great eye there by Zarowski. And Delahoy only used 5 pitches in the first inning, but ever since that, 45 pitches in the next 3 innings. So the Vulcans taking more patient at-bats, work the count, and like right there, Zarowski. And now David Marcus, the best player, best hitter, one of the best hitters on the team for the Vulcans. He got 1 RBI in the first game, big RBI spot here. But Creighton in the first game, we saw Mercyhurst load the bases, and they did not score any runs.
And that was on a strikeout on the outside corner to Marcus, but remember that was in part because of a hit back to the pitcher.
Yeah, Saia hit that
1, 2, 3 double play.
And here's Marcus swinging and fouling it back, and so now Delahoy got him down 0-2 in the count. So good job by Delahoy getting Marcus off balance here.
And Mercyhurst's infield, they're not playing particularly deep, but I mean, you wonder if they're going to be willing to trade 2 outs for a run here.
The 0-2 pitch. Marcus swings over the first baseman glove, and that will be a hit. 1 run will score. Here comes Orr. Orr will score. Marcus will be going into second, and now they're going to be waving around Zarowski. It's a 3-run double by David Marcus, and the Vulcans take a 3-0 lead.
And just like that, momentum we saw in this first game a similarly hit ball. I believe it was by Marcus,
corner,
in fact.
yes,
that same corner. And the big difference in that first game, Tomasone had a difficult time getting the ball out of that corner. And just deja vu all over again for David Marcus. I mean, so right now a big 3-0 lead for California as Justin Taylor comes to bat. I'm sorry, Matt.
You're fine. Credit Coach Conti for he knows the speed of Zarowski, and he sent him right around, flying around the base to make it a 3-run double, and the Vulcans take a commanding 3-0 lead so far. And it was also an 0-2 pitch as well. And Taylor squares the bunt. That's a good one. Delahoy will field to first and get Taylor out. But Taylor, not being a great hitter, Coach Conti sent him the bunt. It was a very efficient bunt. Now David Marcus will move to third and scoring position with just 1 out.
Yeah, and that's the point there, right there, Matt. 1 out. You see the perfectly laid down bunt on the first base line. Delahoy had absolutely no chance at third, so he plays a safe way, throws the first base. But California's offense starting to come on fire. They're looking to pile on here as Ben Carson comes to the plate.
And Delahoy has not lost a game this season so far, so very good job by the Vulcans offense as Carson will take an outside pitch for ball 1. Delahoy really working his deep accounts, not throwing a lot of strikes, and when he does throw strikes, the Vulcans have made contact. Mentioned earlier, Ben Carson of California High School. California High School, a rich pedigree in baseball, the defending single-A Whitfield champions, as Carson will take another pitch upstairs 2-0. They made it to the Final Four last year in single-A.
And that was the PIAA finals.
That's right. Ben Carson will step in, looking for a big RBI spot here with 1 out. David Marcus is on third, and the Vulcans lead 3-0. The 2-0. And that'll be called for a strike on the outside corner.
I mean, just so our audience understands, we're not directly behind home plate. We're sort of at an angle behind the third base line, right? But nonetheless, I mean, I'd say even from our vantage point, the calls have been very consistent.
That hit Carson.
Ooh. Yes,
it did. So that's the second hit by pitch that Delahoy's had this inning. So now it'll be interesting to see, will Delahoy make it to the next batter here? They've been warming up so far most of the inning. It looks like it hit Carson square in the bat. Now the athletic trainers and Coach Conti will come out.
And now we're seeing...
Looks like we might be seeing a pitching change here.
Joe Spano, the head coach, manager, if you will, for Mercyhurst, is going to make a change, so that'll do it for Delahoy. Meanwhile, out on first base, Ben Carson being tended to by the training staff. So we do have a break in the action. It's not only going to be make sure that Carson is okay, but we are going to see a new pitcher for the Lakers. And we'll try and get that for you in just a moment.
Great athletic training staff we have here at California University, Pennsylvania doing this. And Carson will stay in.
I thought, well, I thought I saw, we saw Spano come out to the mound. I thought he made a signal to the bullpen, so I do apologize, but he's going to keep Delahoy in the game. There was activity earlier in the bullpen, Matt. Right,
They've been warming up pretty much all inning.
Yeah, we have a straight look at the Mercyhurst bullpen, but we couldn't tell who it was that was warming up. So
now with one out, David Marcus stays on third. Now Ben Carson's on at first, and now Chuck Gasty, the seventh batter this inning for the Vulcans, will step in to the bag here. Chuck Gasty got the first hit off Delahoy the previous inning. And Gasty will take a ball outside for ball one.
Looked like it was inside right at the knees, or a little bit below the knees.
So Gasty will stand in, the senior for Carmichael's High School. Get thrown out on second last inning. The 1-0, and that'll be low. So now no 2-0 count that Delahoy has thrown those batter.
And unofficially right now, 60 pitches for Delahoy, only 32 strikes. That is not a particularly good ratio if you're a pitcher, if you have nearly 1-to-1 strikes to balls.
The 2-0 pitch to Gasty, and that'll be taken for a strike. And Delahoy coming into this game, he has 35 strikeouts to 17 walks. So it's somewhat efficient, but definitely a lot of walks as well. So sometimes in this season, he struggled with his command, and today his command has been all over the place, especially in this fourth inning. The Vulcans have scored 3 runs off the double from David Marcus, and now they have first and third, looking with one out to tack on some more runs. Here's the 2-1 to Gasty, and Gasty will take it low to make it 3-1.
And you were alluding to, Matt, control issues. He has the 1 walk and 4 strikeouts, but in this inning, he's also hit a couple batters. So
that's right. So now at a 3-1 count, see what Delahoy brings. The 3-1. And that'll be called for a strike, so Gasty did not like the call on that one, but now the count will be full.
It looked like it might have grazed the corner, but as we said, from our vantage point, it might have been a 50-50 call, but the umpire's right on top of that, so we'll defer to his judgment. But that did look like it was a strike, but it's a big critical pitch here.
And now the runner goes, and Gasty will get a ball, and it'll drop for a base hit, an RBI by Chuck Gasty. David Marcus will score. It's 4-0 Vulcans.
And Carson only got as far as first base, but second base rather. But you thought if that ball went a little maybe over Saiz's head, Carson could have been at third. But nonetheless, another big RBI there for Chuck Gasty, as Gio Morales will now come to the plate.
And Morales, he was trying to bunt his last time up, but he ended up striking out. And now Carson will go to third, throw to third. Carson saved the throw, go to second actually, and it looks like Gasty will get thrown out for the second time today.
And looked like they were attempting a double steal.
Yeah.
And they were very fortunate. They were able to they couldn't get the lead runner in. I'm sorry, I thought, yeah, they couldn't get the lead runner, but they did get Carson. So now runner on third with 2 outs.
They got Gasty on the play at second, and now it'll be
That's
a strike.
It was.
So you make it an 0-2 count. So Delahoy looks to get out of this inning. As mentioned for Chuck Gasty, it's a second straight inning. He's been thrown out trying to steal a base, but Carson had third, and all Morales needs is a hit and driving another run, potentially. The 0-2 to Morales, and downstairs for a ball will be 1-2. Morales comes into the game here with only 4 RBIs on this season, but it's definitely got a lot of speed. Even if it's a slow dribbler possibly to the mound, he could possibly beat it out. The 1-2, and it'll be taken upstairs to make it a 2-2 count. More patient at bats from the Vulcans as Will Kaufman will step in. He's got it at batter's box, excuse me. It'll be his first at bat of the game. He came in for Joe Yergel. The 2-2. Morales swings to the shortstop, fires the first, and a low throw, but nonetheless he'll beat it out, and the Lakers will leave the inning here, but the Vulcans have tacked on 4 runs, including a 3-run double by David Marcus, and also a single by Chuck Gasty. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 4-0 Cal U.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
And we welcome you back to Consol Energy Park here for the top of the fifth here. The Vulcans scoring 4 runs in the last half inning. They got it on 3 hits, just 3 hits, 2 hit by pitches, and also an error after the errant throw to second on the attempted bunt. 8 batters went to the inning this time. And now Anthony Thomason will lead it off for the Mercyhurst Lakers.
And Thomason drew a walk in the second inning, but we've seen Craig settle down quite nicely.
Throw a first pitch ball to Thomason. Corey Craig so far with 4 shutout innings. He had 6 in the third shutout innings in his last start before throwing a wild pitch to end of the game against IUP to take the tough loss, and he will throw a strike to Thomason there to even account at 1-1.
Thomason entered the inning throwing 64 pitches, 38 for strikes.
And Craig will go downstairs. It'll be 2-1 to count to Thomason. Thomason came into the day batting an even .300. With 1 home run and 6 RBIs, and he'll foul this off to even the count at 2. See the efficiency by Corey Craig this season. He's 2-4 record. He's taken a couple tough losses, a very low ERA that's dropped so far today, and Thomason will take time. One of the good young pitchers that this Vulcans team has, along with Mick Fennell, who's also a sophomore as well, the 2-2. And that ball will be skied in the air, high fly ball. And it looks like Derek Zarowski will pull the ball in for the first out of the inning.
I mean that ball looked pretty high. I mean,
it's tougher than it looks
yes,
with the sun.
Because it's initially hard to tell. You don't know if it's going to land in the infield. You don't know if it's going to land in the parking lot or one of the houses way up beyond the hill over there. I'm sure when they have a fireworks show here, those residents out here in North Franklin living on the hill beyond the park, they'd probably get a very good view of the fireworks shows.
You need to go to the game as the Lakers will turn over their starting lineup here. They will go to Pantano, the leadoff hitter. Pantano has 2 groundouts in this game.
Far different cry from the opener when he went 3 for 4.
Now Corey Craig working with an 0-1 pitch to Pantano. And Pantano will agree, and that will be a base hit, so Pantano will get his first hit of the game, and he'll be a 1-out single. So the Lakers looking to chip away at the Vulcans' lead here, down 4-0, and now coming to the plate will be Ryan Segel, who's the team leader in the average for the Mercyhurst Lakers. So definitely if the Lakers want to make a strike, as they're starting to run out of time here. They have 8 outs to go. And at the top of the order, this is the best chance they have. And now Seigel swings, but that will go out of the play. It'll be an 0-1 count. Craig's been getting a lot of ground balls in this game. That pop-up was one of the few he's gotten so far. So just a matter of finding it to the infielders as Craig will throw the 0-1. And it'll be taken for strike 2.
And Mercyhurst, though, is not a team known for stealing bases. They've converted 18 to 25 stolen base attempts. But Pantano, though, 3 for 3 on the year.
And just 2 flyouts so far for Corey Craig today. And that ball will be taken outside for a ball to make it 1-2. Seigel also has 2 groundouts in this inning, so Corey Craig's done a nice job of keeping him off balance. The 1-2, and upstairs to make it 2-2.
And meanwhile, we're seeing down the first base line some activity in the Mercyhurst bullpen. We'll let you know who that is in just a moment. Looks like it is Jordan Bray.
And now Seigel swings at the pitch. That'll go to Zarowski. Zarowski will fire to second. That'll be the only play as Segal has some nice speed there, and Pantano came in pretty hard with the slide. So nonetheless, a nice play by Zarowski and Morales to just keep the ball and make it 2 outs here with 1 runner on.
And that is, in fact, a big out. We're talking about stolen bases. Siegel is a perfect 12 for 12 on stolen base attempts for the year. So, and now it's going to be Brendan Cox at the plate for Mercyhurst.
And he singled in the first inning. Cox came in today batting .364 today, so definitely a big out as well. Corey Craig, pitch, and it'll be taken for a strike to make the count 1-1.
A little bit high, but he caught the corner of the strike zone. So a big pitch here for Corey Craig.
Oh wow! Oh boy, Corey Craig caught Segal way off guard there. Now Segal's in a rundown. They continue to throw it back there. And now they finally tag him out. What a job there by Corey Craig to keep Segal way off the base there. Segal went running before Craig was still at the ball. So a bad base running mistake by Segal. 5 shutout innings for Corey Craig, the sophomore from Youngsville. We will go to the bottom of the 5th with the Vulcans still leading 4-0.
It's almost unbelievable. Ryan Siegel just, you wonder what he was thinking. He gets off first base and he just freezes like he hit the California toll plaza without an easy pass, but nonetheless, just a costly mistake there. And there you see on Twitter, our Twitter account at CUTV_PA. You have a chance to have your tweet read on the air of a future CUTV broadcast. We want to hear from our tweeps. So. No.
Also for our show Match Play, we like to how we have a weekly fan topic that you fans like to decide. So definitely send us our ideas to be read on the show as well. And on that caught stealing, it went 1-3-4-1. So standard 1-3-4-1 pickoff play there, but nonetheless good awareness there by Corey Craig because he could have. He still had the ball in the hand there. I don't know what Segal was thinking on the play there, but Delahoy will come out for the bottom of the 5th there. He had a rough 4th inning. The Vulcans got it to him for 4 runs. David Marcus with the 3-run double, and then Chuck Gasty, the RBI single. It was so now.
Now it's going to be Will Kaufman at the plate for the first time.
He actually came in for a defensive substitution for Joe Yerge.
That was in the 4th inning, as I recall. So Kaufman, the junior out of Roanoke, Virginia. Now remember, Kaufman.
And that ball will bounce past the catcher and hit the ump slowly in the mass there.
We're mentioning Yorgel pitched the full 7 innings of the first game and the first 3 innings of this game. So Yorgel getting a break as Kaufman's going to get an opportunity to get some at bats.
And Kaufman rips the ball to the second baseman. Martinez fires the first, and Kaufman will ground out 1 out in the inning. So better start to the inning for Delahoy. Delahoy could not get an out. The first 4 batters reached for the Vulcans in the last inning.
And there's Mick Fennell, got hit by a pitch last inning, and that really started the 4-run rally for the Vulcans.
And this top of the lineup here, the Vulcans really unleashed the power in this game as Fennell will take a pitch for a strike.
The bullpen activity has quieted down a little bit for Mercyhurst. We just see a couple pitchers putzing around there as pitches are high and outside for count now 1-1 on Fennell.
And efficiency in these double headers, you'd really like not to dive into your bullpen only if necessary, but the Vulcans got it done with Justin Taylor able to go a full 7 innings in the last game with a tough loss as Fennell will foul it back over the press box here.
Bounced off the roof.
1-2 count.
It just bounced off the roof, so now a big cheer for Delahoy.
And the 1-2. Fennell swings, and a fly ball towards the bullpen area over there at Mercyhurst, but that will bounce off the tent.
It actually hit off the fence. It was still in play, but it...
Tough to see with the sun over there.
Yeah.
So now the count will stay 1-2 there. See the Vulcans doing a really great job after that only 5-pitch first inning that Delahoy threw at him. Taking a lot of efficient at-bats and being very patient and taking the wild command of Delahoy. Here's the 1-2. Fennell will swing right up the gut, now taken by the shortstop to first. and just in time to beat Fennell. Fennell almost stumbled on the way back there, but 2 quick outs for Delahoy.
Yeah, the throw beats Fennell by about a half a step, but nonetheless, California, you know, they've been really, like you've been saying, Matt, they've been working the count. They've been very patient. A far different cry from what we saw in the first game there.
Here is John Orr, the left fielder. And on that play, the Pitano has made both outs in this inning so far. The 1-0 pitch to Orr. Way upstairs, almost graced a little chin music there for John Orr. And it'll be a 2-0 count. Delahoy really kept the Vulcans off balance in the first 3 innings, but Vulcans again stayed patient there, and that'll be a strike on the outside corner there. Make it a 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch. And outside again, it'll be a 3-1. So Delahoy really mixing up his pitchers in the bat, but now falling behind Orr. It'll be interesting to see what he comes back with Orr. But good hitters count, 3-1, to see what Orr can do here. And indeed the 3-1. Orr swings and sky ball way to field, going back is the right fielder. It is gone. John Orr touches them all. A home run for John Orr. It is now 5-0 Vulcans. That ball really carried.
It absolutely did, and you see the right fielder Thomasone trying to get to the ball, but from what it looked like it might have barely cleared the fence, but that's where the wind, we look now, it's blow the flag out there in left center field. It's kind of blowing into more from a left to right direction. It's really hard to describe it, but the wind might have helped with that one, but nonetheless a big insurance run for the Vulcans.
And now a 5-0 lead as John Orr's first home run on the season. Really good job using opposite field power. I thought it was just be a fly ball. He just kept seeing the right field of Thomason going back, and he ran out of space. And now here is Derek Zarowski. Zarowski, very integral part of that inning. He came around to score last time up with the bases loaded, and now works ahead here 2-0. So you got to believe this will probably be Delahoy's last inning. And here's the 2-0. And he'll take a strike. On the inside quarter, Zarowski doing a nice job all season as well. Zarowski's numbers, he leads the team with 368 average. No home runs, but he also has 12 RBIs, very efficient. And he actually has 2 hit by pitches, which is one of the top, and only leads the team in strikeouts with 19. He strikes out a lot, but nonetheless, he really puts the bat on the ball. Here's a 2-2 count, and Zarowski skies this one out. This one will stay. It was actually lost track. It's still be a single, yes.
Yeah, it was a little bit we saw the ball hook a little bit to the left of Siegel, but it ends up dropping for a base hit. And even if Siegel had gotten a little closer, I think it still would have been a hit. But nonetheless, a nice piece of hitting there by Zarowski. And David Marcus now at bat.
Cal's hottest hitter, 3-run double to put the Vulcans on the board. Really break this game open here, and possibly some 2-out lightning. The first pitch to Marcus, and he'll be taken for a strike. It'll be interesting to see how Delahoy pitches around Marcus here. He got Marcus out in the first inning. But Marcus continuing to stay hot. He had a great game, tied the game up in game 1, and now the 0-1 swing and a miss. Way in the dirt that time, and fall behind 0-2 to Delahoy. Marcus, one of the few Canadians on this Cal Vulcans team. He comes into the game batting .337, but all the hits he's had so far, he's definitely raised that average over .340.
Got a couple players on the roster from Canada.
Jack Dennis, another one, pitched a complete game 2-hitter yesterday. And that pitch, and now Zarowski's running, and he will be safe.
You were alluding to, Matt, he kind of overslid the bat
but
there.
He grabbed it, he hooked it on there, yep.
Yes, he did.
So that's just great coaching by Coach Connie.
That's also the field. Yeah, it's also just knowing that home field advantage, knowing the quirks of this ballpark. You know, it's much like, you know, outfielders at Fenway Park. They know all the nooks and crannies. Same thing really with Andrew McCutcheon and Starling Marte and the right fielder Du Jour up at PNC Park.
Now the 1-2 pitch, Marcus will foul that one back. Stay alive here. And it wasn't, I mean, I thought with a good throw, he probably would have been, Zorowski probably would have been thrown out.
It was close, but a lot of times, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
The 1-2 to David Marcus. And Marcus will string to second baseman Martinez. And he'll throw the first for the easy out to Hank Morrison. So the Vulcans tried to get a 2-out rally going, but it'll go for naught. We will go to the top of the 6th here on CUTV, and when we come back, Creighton, you will be retaking play-by-play duties over again. We go to the top of the 6th. It is 5-0 Vulcans off another home run from John Orr.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
Welcome back to Consol Energy Park alongside Matt Haig. I'm Creighton Raps with the top of the 6th inning here in North Franklin. It'll be Cox, Pupio, and Saya to bat for the Lakers as Craig's first pitch is outside, ball 1.
5 shutout innings so far from Corey Craig, so looking to see he keep the momentum going deep into the game.
There's a call. That ball is low. It is 2-0 on Brandon Cox. He is 1 for 2 on the day, a single in the first and a ground out in the third.
Craig starting off the inning a little shaky here at 3 balls, so we'll see if he can throw a pitch over the middle here to see if they'll give Cox a green light.
I see both bullpens warming up as that pitch is a 4-pitch walk right there for Brandon Cox. And we'll try and find out who that is.
Andre Jones is one of the pitchers in the Cal bullpen.
That would be the right-hander, it looks like.
Yep. Actually, that's
So
the only one warming up.
And we're going to see a meeting at the mound. 78 pitches for Corey Craig.
And the thing is, Corey Craig's thrown 5 shutout innings, but he's early, especially early on in the game. He worked a lot of deep counts, worked behind a lot, but he's able to get it done so far. And looks like it'll be the end of Corey Craig's day. Andre Jones will be coming into the game.
So we will have a pitching change here on the mound, and like I said, it was 82 pitches, 46 of them for strikes for Corey Craig, 5 innings plus, 4 hits, 3 walks, no strikeouts, as his afternoon is done. Produced a lot of ground ball outs.
Very efficient 5 innings.
So it'll be only 2 flyouts the entire game, plus a couple of base running blunders by the Lakers. So that also helped as well. But nonetheless, a solid performance as Matt alluded to. It is Andre Jones, the new pitcher for the California Vulcans. We'll get his stats up in just one moment. He is a sophomore from Union Area High School outside of Newcastle. Also seeing quite a few players on both teams from the Newcastle area.
He's made 5 appearances so far this season. He's not a lot of runs so far, and he actually picked up his first win recently against IUP.
That's a big. That's interesting. Now we're
it was Penn State Greater Allegheny. Actually, the game on Wednesday.
Yes, that's a bit of a difference, quite honestly, but nonetheless, and it's interesting. We were mentioning a lot of pockets of talent coming from around. We see a lot of players from the Newcastle area. Saw Newcastle High School, Neshannock High School, Union High School, well represented on both rosters and around the conference. We also have Shenango High School, the home of Chuck Tanner, former manager of the Pirates. So lots of good talent coming out of Lawrence County over the years.
Andre Jones will come in here. He'll have a tall assignment coming right out of the bullpen here. Here is Papio.
And the base runner, Cox, the base runner at first base, is Corey Craig's responsibility. So if Cox is able to score, then the run would be charged to Craig as first pitch by Jones is inside ball one. That is Pupio at bat now. He is 1 for 2, single in the first, and a ground out the short in the fourth. Count is now 2-0.
No balls, actually no strikes in this inning by the two Vulcans pitchers so far.
And you don't want to give the Lakers any openings at this stage of the game. And it's outside, ball 3. Looks like we see a little more. 7 consecutive balls thrown by California pitching.
This is the meat of the Lakers lineup coming up here, so this is no easy task for Andre Jones. There's ball 4. Wow.
Well, that was way high. So Matt, you were alluding to that teams want to avoid going deep into the bullpen, and right now we see a couple of red flags up there as we'll warming up now for California is the left-hander Alex Ziegler, 26 for the Vulcans.
He was warming up in game 1, too, but he did not get an opportunity to come out, so Justin Taylor pitched a complete game.
Here is Saia at the plate. And that's Saia. Takes ball 1. 9 straight balls by the Lakers this inning. Saia grounded into a fielder's choice and singled in this contest. He is 1 for 2. The pitch is hit that right down the pipe for strike 1. So 9 straight balls, and California finally gets a strike.
That's definitely good for Andre Jones' confidence when he starts to settle in here and try to work out of this jam.
And it's another ball, 2-1. Saia, the junior from Mentor, Ohio. There's a fly ball, right center field, and Gasty is under it, so that's the first out of the inning. Meanwhile, Cox will advance to third base. So that was Matt, that was effectively a sacrifice, but not a sacrifice fly that scored, but nonetheless a productive out.
And Saia did a nice job there driving the ball well out in the right field. Chuck Gasty with a nice catch there, but Cox has a lot of speed. He's one of the fastest players on the Mercyhurst team, so it's very easy for him. No throw attempt to try to throw him out there. So now first and third, 1 out.
And all out, here's Martinez. He is grounded out in the second, sacrifice in the fourth. Second official at bat of the day, 1-0 count. And that's low, ball 2.
Vulcans shut out the Lakers in game 2 yesterday, so see if they can keep that tune the beat here.
And that pitch is high, so it's 3-0 on Angel Martinez, junior from Puerto Rico.
And with Morrison on deck, he had mentioned before, 3 RBIs in game 1, so he's definitely a big spot coming up. And now they got the bases loaded.
And now we're going to see, looks like we're going to see now we're going to have a discussion on the mound.
I mean, with Andre Jones really has not come in and has definitely been wild since he's come in. So now with the bases loaded, it'd be interesting to see if they'll go to the lefty Ziegler. And they indeed will.
And we're going to see another change, actually, that yes, we are going to see Jones is going to take a seat. And we saw for California, that was Chad Crockett entering the game. Looks like we'll see where he's going to end up.
Actually, Fennell's going to come in. He's going to come in the pitch. Crockett will go to third. Fennell, he pitched on Tuesday at IUP. He's pitching on short rest. We were talking to Coach Connie before the game. Fennell he was originally not going to use him, since being only 3 days rest, but they used Craig, who used less pitches than Fennell did. Fennell went the distance against the Crimson Hawks. So now Fennell will be working with 6 outs, possibly left here, a big spot here. With Morrison up, he had 3 RBIs yesterday.
And Matt, that insurance run looms huge.
Yes, it does. Mick Fennell, he'll come in. He's probably been the Vulcans MVP on the pitching wise so far. He's got a 1.70 ERA. He's got 3 wins on the season. He at one time had a .47 ERA through the first month of the season. That led all the PSAC. He actually got PSAC West Pitcher of the Week earlier. He's only a sophomore, so it'll be interesting to see how he moves forward in the rest of his career in California.
And as we alluded to, Cox is on third. He is Corey Craig's responsibility. Pupio is on second. Martinez on first. Pupio and Martinez are Brown's responsibility. So Fennell moves from third base to the pitching mound, and it will be Crockett, Chad Crockett, the senior from Gilmanton, New Hampshire, now take over at third base.
And all 3 Lakers on base right now have reached by a walk.
There's a strike by Fennell, so that's a promising sign there. Fennell winds. The 0-1 pitch is swing and a miss by Morrison. 0-2 by Mick Fennell.
And it's got to be the advantage to the Vulcans that they were able to save Fennell for 5 innings just to put him in here, possibly just get these last 6 outs.
And that is a ball low, so it's 1-2.
Nice defense there by Kaufman to get that done.
And Crockett will...
This was also the first 2-strike count this inning that any Vulcans pitcher has run against the Lakers.
And that's a huge momentum boost right there, and the pitch is just a little bit outside, even at 2-2. See, bookkeeping note, Crockett will bat 5th. He will try and get that change up for a second. He'll be batting where Taylor had bat.
Oh.
And there's a called third strike. What a big momentum boost there for California. They could potentially get out of the inning without any damage.
That was a beautiful 2-2 count pitch right down the plate. He fooled Morrison. Morrison was expecting off speed out of the plate, and he just watched it blow right by him. And now a big spot. Here is Fontana, the designated hitter.
Now that is actually...
Pinch hitter.
We're gonna get that for you in just one moment.
That was the first strikeout by any Vulcans pitcher in the game as well.
That says Jake Marinelli now pinch hitting for Fontana.
He was the catcher in the game 1.
Yes, he was. There's a fly ball, hooking foul down the first base side. So both teams now going through their benches. Marinelli, a junior out of Euclid, Ohio. Fennell looks in. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Good off-speed change there by Fennell. He's really coming at these Mercyhurst hitters here this inning. Interesting to see what he goes on. He's got him down 0-2. If he probably might do a waste pitch here, or I'd say just go right at him. Indeed, there's the waste pitch.
Yeah, good call there, Matt. That is now 1-2.
And the way Fennell's been throwing strikes this inning, he can afford to have pitches like that to see if they can go chase the ball.
Bases are loaded Fennell with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 2. So Cox is on third. He is Corey Craig's responsibility. Poopy on second. Martinez at first. They are Andre Brown's responsibility. Here is the 2-2 from Fennell. There's a ground ball foul. So the count will remain 2-2. Papio is at second. Critical play here is a 2-2 is, again, foul ball down the third base side.
Good at bat there by Marinelli. We saw these Lakers batters deep into the game in the first game, able to work some deep counts, foul a lot of pitches off, and really make these Vulcans pitchers work.
Fennell stretches, winds. 2-2. Oh, I thought that would have been a called third strike, but it's a full count now.
Big spot here.
Yes, absolutely.
And all the runners will be running now since it's 2 outs.
Here's the 3-2. Runners go. There's a fly ball down the third base line. It is going to be caught, I believe.
Wow,
yes.
What a catch.
Unbelievable. Gasty
Oh
with a
goodness.
big catch right there. And that'll retire the side. Lakers leave them loaded.
That's Sports Center worthy. Oh my goodness.
And the training staff all running out there to make sure Gasty isn't
Oh my goodness.
seriously hurt, but
Sacrificed his body running it. Oh wow, I've got to feel for Gasty there. He really crashed hard into that wall. It looks like he will be standing up there.
and he's like, oh, I think they all.
He looks all right.
Yeah,
His
his
hat's
teammates
off,
look
yeah.
enthusiastic. And
Here's
take
the
a look at this
replay.
replay.
What? I mean, I just can't say enough about that play. That's incredible.
I mean, that was.
That wall's so tight, and he was able to slide in and make the catch there, the third out. And keep the shutout alive as well.
Absolutely, and we saw, and we were noting that Vulcans have been banged up a little bit this season. That's why you saw the training staff, the coaching staff flying down there.
And we'll see, look at it again here.
And just looking unbelievable.
You can't say enough about that. I mean, like I said, that's top Sports Center, top 10 play worthy. Great shot there. Cassie sliding, sacrifices by the wall, and now 8 total men have been left on base for Mercyhurst. So it's not like it's been a shutout, but Mercyhurst has definitely had their chances, but they've not been able to convert with runners in scoring position. They did not have a single hit that inning, and we will have a new pitcher for the Lakers this inning.
It is Jordan Bray, the junior from Niagara Falls, Ontario. He's a right-hander for the Lakers. This is his third appearance on the season. He's only pitched a couple of innings this year. Sorry, he is. No wins, no losses, an ERA of 4.50. So California now with a 5-0 lead and seemingly momentum on their side.
Interesting to see here with the Vulcans. I mean, there's always the time to get some insurance, even more insurance ones in with this great offense the Lakers have. But you got to like when Big Fennell come in for the final 3 outs. He's well rested. Did a nice job that last inning, getting all 3 outs. He threw strikes, and that's it. I mean, that's exactly what these Vulcans pitchers have been doing all day. And indeed, the Lakers will go to the bullpen for the first time today.
As we mentioned, that is Jordan Bray. And now it'll be Chad Crockett. Entered the game last inning as Fennell moved from third base to the pitching mound. He is a senior out of Gilmanton, New Hampshire. The name Crockett does sound familiar to Vulcans fans. There's a ground ball up the first base line, and Crockett gets tagged out.
Tough break. That looked like I was going to roll foul, but there, nice play there by Bray, the pitcher, to come over and grab the ball before it could possibly go foul.
So one away, and so now Ben Carson at the plate. He is 0 for 1 officially, but he got hit by a pitch. There's a grounder to second base. It is fielded by Martinez. Throw to first in time. 2 quick outs.
On 2 pitches.
So Gasty made a dramatic defensive play to end the top of the 6th. Matt, you know the old saying, if you do something dramatic on defense,
see what happens on offense.
Absolutely. First pitch to Gasty is low, ball 1.
I mean, that just Gasty, great play. I mean, just absolutely outstanding work by the senior.
The 1-0 pitch is nips the inside corner rather, so it's 1-1 on Gasty. On Gasty. Ground ball, the shortstop. Throw over to first is in time, and a quick 1-2-3 inning by the Vulcans. 6 innings in the books here at Consol Energy Park. Your score: California 5, Mercyhurst nothing. Vulcans looking for the last 3 outs, so we'll be right back here on CUTV Sports.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
Top of the 7th here at Consol Energy Park. We have another offensive substitution. A pinch hitter, it will be, bear with us for a second, it will be Steven Sasha, sophomore from Willoughby, Ohio. He is actually one of 3 players from Willoughby, Ohio, all of whom are sophomores. They all went to the same high school, Willoughby South, which, like Mentor, is just outside east of Cleveland in Lake County. As the first pitch from Fennell, it hits the corner for strike 1.
And Socia just has 2 hits on the season, but one of them was a double, and he scored 3 runs so far this season, only batting .80.
And there's a fly ball out to left center field, but there is plenty of room for the left fielder, or 1 away.
Nice job there. Well struck ball by Socia. Almost tried to use that wind. The ball took a little bit more of a fly than I thought it would. And now top of the lineup for the Lakers.
It will be Pantano.
One out. Next up is number 6, Joe Pantano.
He singled last time up.
Yes, he did. Well, the wind is starting to pick up a little bit here in North Franklin, but it may be a little too late. Too little too late for the Lakers. Called strike 1.
And the Vulcans, as mentioned earlier, 4-0 shutout of Game 2 yesterday, and possibly a 5-0 possible shutout as well.
There's a low check swing by Pantano. It is 1-1 now. The senior from Fredonia, New York. There's a fly ball in the left center field. That is going to be caught by Orr. 2 away.
So Orr making both catches right now. Now the Lakers are down to their final out, and Mick Fennell looks to complete the shutout, done by a nice 5 innings from Corey Craig. And then Fennell came in to relieve a wild Andre Jones and looking to shut out the Lakers in Game 2 for the 2nd straight day.
And even if Fennell is not officially credited with a save, he's certainly saved this game for the Vulcans, as it is hits the corner for strike one to Ryan Siegel, but you also got to give credit to Chuck Gasty. That was definitely play of the year.
Absolutely incredible catch.
There's a ground ball to Morales. Fires to first. It is in time. Ding dong kaboom. California wins. Your final score: Vulcans 5, Mercyhurst nothing.
Very, very workman's-like performance to respond after they lose a tough game one. Vulcans getting it done, outscoring the Lakers this weekend 9-0 in the 2 games. They'll split the 4-game set with Mercyhurst, and going forward is competing with UPJ and Indiana. They continue to fight for that last spot, and Mercyhurst will go on to see if they can try to catch Seton Hill.
And it's interesting to note, last year in the East, Shippensburg was finished 5th, and even though they didn't make the PSACs, they won the region. So 7 pitches in this last inning, and that'll do it from Consol Energy Park. Once again, your final: California 5, Mercyhurst nothing. For Matt Hakey and our entire crew, I'm Creighton Rabs. Thank you for watching this presentation of CUTV Sports.
Brittany Michelle Allen. Larissa N. Starkey. Melissa Lee Brown. Leon Dayton Bullock. Jessica Ann Cheek. Gertrude Marie Cook. Mallory Ann Dukas. Nikki L. Dyer. Ashley Marie Flack. James J. Gold. Gule Rana Khan. Jan C. Kozak. Zoritsa D. Kursevic. Brandy Marie Lau. Bridget Ann Lowry. Rosalind W. Mugo. Leanne Marie Messer. Angela Page. Danielle Ashley Perry. Katrina Elizabeth Reckenwald. Jessica Hope Rhodes. Caitlin Sarah Shear. Timothy Dennis Stash. Luana N. Thompson. Madam President, the following persons have completed all of the requirements for the degrees Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Science, and Associate of Arts, have been approved by the faculty and are presented for those degrees. Ashley Amber Bellis. Ashley Nicole Selaski. Olivia Marie Cochran. James R. Dice. Heather M. Johnson. Taylor Marie Concar. Christine Marie Latner. Holly A. Lord. Chelsea Faye Matthews. Brianna Jean Moss. Sharadi Udimbi. Nicole R. Nestor. Abdul Q. Qureshi. Jennifer L. Stoltenberg. Ashley Swanungson. Kayla J. Ketteridge. Chastity Monel Telsevic. Madam President, several candidates have asked to graduate in absentia. Please check the commencement program for a list of their names. The candidates from the Eberly College of Science and Technology and all associate degree candidates will be seated, please.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Education, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing rise, please?
Madam President, the candidates who have been presented to you have been certified by the faculty and the respective deans as having fulfilled all the requirements for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Education, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing. I recommend that the degrees be conferred.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Governors of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, I hereby confer the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Education, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing, with all the rights, honors, and privileges which throughout the world pertain to that degree. You may now move your tassels. Bachelor's graduates, be seated, please. Will the candidates for the degrees of Associate of Applied Science, Associate of Arts, and Associate of Science rise, please?
Madam President, the candidates who have been presented to you have been certified by the faculty and the respective deans as having fulfilled all the requirements for the Associate of Applied Science, Associate of Arts, and Associate of Science degrees. I recommend that the degrees be conferred.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Governors of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, I hereby confer the degrees of Associate of Applied Science, Associate of Arts, and Associate of Science with all the rights, honors, and privileges which throughout the world pertain to that degree. Associate degree candidates, graduates, be seated, please. The following 4 students who obtained at least 90 credits here at Cal U have achieved a 4.0 grade point average. When your name is called, please stand. Francis Elaine Deladuca, the College of Education and Human Services, Bachelor of Science in Education. Aaron Lindsay Kling, the Eberly College of Science and Technology, Bachelor of Science. Katie Marie Mitchison, the College of Education and Human Services, Bachelor of Science. Kaylee Nicole Talbert, Eberly College of Science and Technology, Bachelor of Science. As well, I would like to acknowledge the approximately 20 graduates who received dual degrees today. I will ask that these graduates stand now and be recognized. Let's give a round of applause for their outstanding achievements. To our graduates, congratulations. You have our very best wishes for a wonderful future. Be safe and take care and visit often. In conclusion, we will now sing the first verse of the Alma Mater, after which Reverend Quisenberry will present the benediction. I ask that the audience remain in their seats following the benediction and until the recessional. Thank you. Travel safe.
Let's try that again. May God bless you and keep you, and in grateful response, may you love with passionate action, continue to pursue both knowledge and wisdom, and live lives of excellence and service, so that peace may be your constant companion and joy your life's song. Amen.